Hey everyone, welcome back to the Anna and David English Practice Podcast. Today's episode is really special. We're taking you back in time to one of our favorite adventures, our trip to Cambodia.
That's right. We're going to talk about Angkor Wat, the incredible temple complex we visited last year. It was one of those experiences that completely changed how we see the world.
Absolutely. You know, we've talked about travel before, but this one felt different. Angkor Wat wasn't just a tourist spot. It was like walking into history, into something sacred.
Yeah. And for those of you learning English, this episode is a great way to practice past tense because we'll be talking about everything we saw, felt, and experienced in Cambodia.
Exactly. So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's relive our journey together.
So, I still remember the moment our plane landed in Siem Reap. It was evening, golden light, palm trees everywhere, and that warm tropical air.
Yes, the air felt thick and sweet, and the first thing I noticed was the smell of lemongrass and incense near the airport.
And everyone smiled, like genuinely smiled. The immigration officer even said, "Welcome to Cambodia," with such kindness.
That's true. People were so warm, and the airport itself was small but cozy, with that beautiful Khmer-style roof.
You know, that's one of my favorite things about traveling in Southeast Asia. The architecture already gives you a sense of where you are.
Totally. And do you remember our tuk-tuk driver? His name was Sofiak. He was waiting for us with a little sign that said Anna and David Podcast Team.
Yeah, and he drove us to our hotel while talking about Angkor Wat. He said, "Tomorrow you will see sunrise. It's like seeing heaven open."
And he was right. But that night, I was too excited to sleep.
Me too. I stayed up looking at our photos from the flight and thinking about the temples we were about to explore.
It felt like a dream coming true.
Our hotel was near Pub Street, right?
Yes, it was small but beautiful. Wooden furniture, lots of plants, and a pool in the middle.
And they gave us that welcome drink, cold lemongrass tea with lime.
So refreshing. And I loved how peaceful Siem Reap felt. Even though it's a tourist town, it still has a slow rhythm.
I agree. People there seem to have mastered the art of calm living. No rush, no stress, just smiles.
I remember we went out to explore that night. There were colorful lights, street food stalls, music playing.
Yeah, and that's when we tried Khmer noodles and fried spring rolls.
And mango sticky rice. Don't forget that.
You're right. That dessert became our late-night favorite.
You know what surprised me most? Even though I'd seen pictures of Angkor Wat before, I realized that the experience was more than just sightseeing. It was emotional.
Exactly. I felt that too. A kind of quiet excitement, like we were about to step into a story that's thousands of years old.
So the next morning, we woke up at 4:30 a.m.
I still remember. The sky was dark, and the streets were quiet, except for a few tuk-tuks picking up sleepy travelers.
Sofiak was already waiting for us outside with his big smile saying, "Good morning, ready for sunrise?" He was more awake than we were.
Definitely. We drove for about 20 minutes to the entrance of Angkor Wat, and as we got closer, I could already see the outline of the temple towers in the distance.
It was so mysterious. The sound of frogs and crickets. And then suddenly, we joined a small crowd walking across the ancient stone bridge.
Everyone was quiet. No one wanted to disturb the moment.
Right. The reflection of the temple in the moat was almost perfect. And when the first orange light appeared, the tower started glowing.
That's when I said, "This is the most peaceful sunrise I've ever seen."
I remember. And I was whispered, "It feels timeless."
Yeah, and you took a picture that looked like a painting.
I took about 20 pictures.
That's true. But you know, none of them captured how it felt.
Exactly. That's something cameras can't do. They can't record the silence, the smell, the emotion.
For our listeners, to capture how it felt means to express the feeling of a moment, not just the image.
Yes. And here's a phrase you can learn. It took my breath away, like the sunrise at Angkor Wat took my breath away.
Perfect example. I think that trip taught me something about slowing down.
Me too. We often rush from one place to another, but that morning we just stood there watching the light change.
Yeah, it reminded me that beauty doesn't need to be loud. Sometimes it's quiet, like the reflection on water or the sound of monks chanting.
And that's a great English expression, beauty in silence. It means finding peace in stillness, not just excitement.
Exactly. And it's interesting how travel teaches language naturally.
Right. For example, when you travel, you use words like journey, explore, discover, unforgettable, peaceful, spiritual.
Those words come alive when you actually experience them.
I love that. Words come alive.
It's like language and experience walk hand in hand.
That's deep, Anna. You're turning into a travel philosopher.
Maybe Angkor Wat did that to me. So that was our first day. Just the beginning of a journey that touched our hearts.
Yes, and in the next episode, we'll talk about exploring inside the temples, the carvings, and the stories we discovered on those ancient walls.
I can't wait. And for our listeners, think about your own travel experiences. What places took your breath away? What moments made you feel connected to something bigger?
And try using past tense when you describe them. I visited, I saw, I felt, I learned.
Great tip. All right, that's all for today's episode. Our journey to Angkor Wat. Part 1, The Journey Begins.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Stay curious, stay kind, and keep learning English with us.
See you in Part 2.